Viewers, another question that we want to ask tonight is, should there be a health tax on junk food? Because as per WHO, there has been a 40 times increase in consumption of packaged junk food between 2006 and 2019. Because from 37.9% in 1990, the non-communicable diseases related deaths have gone up to 62% in 2016. I'm asking this question tonight because this data was cited by Rajya Sabha BJP MP Sujit Kumar today in the Parliament, calling for stricter FSSAI regulation. Now, he wants the companies to also mention the ingredients in legible fonts on the packaged food. He also said excessive consumption of junk food with poor lifestyle is one of the key reasons for rise in non-communicable diseases. Remember, even Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently raised a concern about rise in obesity among Indians. As per a Lancet study, nearly 40% Indian adults today are classified as either overweight or obese. So is it time to junk the junk food? Let's find out. Joining us on the broadcast are two very special guests. We have Shivoham, who is a celebrity fitness coach. We also have with us Revant Himatsinka, who is a health crusader. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. I want to begin by asking you, Shivoham, an MP has called for levying health tax on junk food. What do you think about this idea? Do you think this can perhaps help the country in fighting obesity?
I think a better idea is probably to educate the public, because I mean, it doesn't matter how much tax you put on people trying to produce certain kind of foods. If the society, if the people of the society are educated a little bit more about the long-lasting effects of exercising and eating healthy and mental health, then as a default, they will choose the right food, because technically today everybody already knows what they need to eat, what they need to avoid, how much they need to exercise. Everybody knows all this. But for some reason, they're not able to do this. And probably one of the reasons why they're not able to go through with this is there's no accountability. So when I train my clients and I train my one-on-one clients and I do workshops for people, there is complete accountability, so I can guide them, because people are not always going to be able to choose the right thing. But if you have somebody who you can reach out to and ask, can I do this? Should I do this? What's the better option? Can you help me? Then 100% people will be more likely to follow the healthy habits, which they already know. So you don't really need to tax anyone and stop anything or any of that. Just increase the education and the awareness, create some accountability for the people, and by default, they will start choosing the right stuff.
Interesting. So you're saying there is a need to create more awareness around it. Revant, what do you think about this idea?
I completely agree with Sujit Kumar ji. Both of his suggestions are completely accurate. First of all, the ingredient list should be displayed very clearly. Unfortunately, they use very tiny font. People don't even know where it is. People cannot even make out what it is. And it's often written only in English, but not in all languages. So we need to make sure the ingredients are written in all common languages which people understand, at least of that particular state. And regarding the health tax also, I support it. Because unfortunately, many times what happens is that junk food is cheap, but healthy food becomes expensive. So if there is a health tax involved, there can be the junk food will become more expensive and the healthy food will become relatively cheaper, and it will help people choose healthier food more often. And it'll make healthier food slightly lesser in price relatively.
Okay. Now, Shivoham, a few days ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also raised an alarm on the rise in obesity levels. Do you see people hitting the gyms and taking up fitness now with more vigor than before?
See, the gym is not the answer. Neither is just eating healthy. It has to be a holistic approach. Just because you go to the gym and you're lifting weights and you're doing your cardio or a functional training or whatever it is, doesn't mean you're healthy. Just because you're eating a vegetarian diet and you're not drinking or smoking doesn't mean you're healthy. everything has to come together. It's literally a piece of a pie chart where mental health, physical health, nutrition, lifestyle, every single thing has to play a part. So it's not just one thing that will do the job, because you can be the most aesthetically good looking person in the gym. You can be eating the most beautiful, clean food. But if you can't handle your mind, or you can't manage stress in your life, and that's something that you can't do, then who's to say that you're healthy? And obesity is not just a reason, is not just because you're not working out, or is not just because you're eating unhealthy. It literally starts in the mind. If you start controlling your emotions, if you start becoming a little bit more aware of your situations, how you perceive situations in life, if you're able to control your emotional and mental state, automatically you will eat healthier, you will do the training that you need to do, you will sleep on time, you will wake up on time. Everything will just automatically fix itself. So it's a much larger picture and a much larger question than just go hit the gym or just eat healthy. It has to be approached from a whole holistic, kind of an approach.
A holistic approach is the need of the hour. But Revant, as Shivoham earlier had mentioned, that it's also important to create more awareness around it. I want to ask you, who do you think should take up the responsibility of creating more awareness? Should government play a more, active role, celebrities, influencers?
I think it should be a mix of everyone. Government obviously has a bigger role to play. And I've always said this in the past, and I'll say it again, that the government needs to introduce health in the school curriculum. That is the only long-term solve. Just the way we have history, geography, integration, differentiation in schools, we need to start teaching our kids health as a subject in school. So that's what the government needs to do. And individuals also have to take a part. So it's not just celebrities, but even people like me. For example, I make videos to increase health awareness. Similarly, other people also need to start doing that so that there is more awareness spread. Individuals need to start taking responsibility of their own. When they pass out of school, like for example, if they're 25 or 30 years old, they need to go online and start doing research themselves, because they are no longer in school. So they need to keep updating themselves with the current science, the current nutrition science, because it keeps evolving with time. So it's a part responsibility of everyone, but the bigger role lies with the government.
All right. Interesting views there. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. With this, it's a wrap. Thank you very much for staying with us here on Times Now. Heading into a very, very short break. More news and updates on the other side.